Hello everyone and welcome to ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside Between the Glass, Mark Katowski, as the second game of a two-game series here at Mullet Arena between the visiting number 12th ranked Grand Canyon University Lopes and the number 21st ranked Arizona State Sun Devils. Sun Devils won in last night's contest in a thrilling hockey game by the score of 5-4. And it'll be interesting to see which team comes out hot, Mark. Lopes come back in with it. It'll be handled by Nelson, and he gets stapled to the glass. That'll rim back all the way around. The defenseman for the Lopes Springs will throw it back down low. Our starting goaltenders for tonight's game are the same ones that were the ones in last night's contest. For GCU, it'll be number 30, Dmitro Kubritsky. And for the Sun Devils, it'll be the freshman number 31, Nathaniel Glenn. As that puck somehow still stays in. I think it hit the top of the glass. And play will continue.
Not something you see happen every day. It hits the top of the glass. Usually they call it dead, but it stayed inside, so I think they let that one play.
Quick point shot on. Misses just wide, and the rebound almost dangerously came out in front. GCU trying to operate in the offensive zone, working off their forecheck, which is how they like to base their offense from. Another point shot on, and left leg pad by Glenn makes a stop. Ryan Quas, the Alberta native, coming in, chips and charges in. But a couple of his Sun Devil teammates were trying to finish off a change. Good start to this opening couple minutes, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, very good start, and we have a chance.
Newland still with it, and he's unable to release the shot and gets taken down. I think maybe Kylie Ram would have wanted that chance back, as it looked like he had a wide open lane to the net. The Devils will slow it back down in their own zone. Grady Franklin gets a rough ride. Newland turns it over. Boguski's chips it down low. Forecheck here to come to Lopes as they try to get it to the front, and Kate Olson does just enough to get that puck. Another point shot on by Glenn. Glenn's asking for the net, for a whistle as that net came off, and it'll end up being an icing call instead back into the Arizona State zone.
Just to touch up on that, usually when the net's knocked off in the higher levels, unless the other team like ASU were to touch up on that puck, they're not going to call it dead.
Good point there, Mark, as the play did continue, and so it'll be offensive zone draw for Grand Canyon.
We got sort of a student section going on at tonight's game. It's pretty fun to see.
Yeah, it looks like another big crowd here tonight at Mullet Arena taking this one in. Here come the Lopes. Spencer Lund will try to chip it in. Grady Franklin gets thrown down, but he'll get some help from Hunter Friesen, his centerman.
Hunter Friesen played a pretty solid game last night. He's good at moving the puck around. He just needs to figure out how to keep the stick down and get the puck in possession.
Kuch's shot on, and that got saved by Kubritsky. Arizona State doing some damage on their own forecheck.
Kuch is definitely feeling good today after he had that game-winning goal last night.
Both teams trying to find it. Ducharme's unable to get there.
Starting to get really physical out here for sure. GCU doesn't want to lose again.
Kuch redirects that one in, and he'll go hustle to the bench, and we'll get some fresh legs out for the Sun Devils. Maybe a livelier crowd than last night, Mark, as anytime there's any physical hits being made, there's getting some oohs and ahs and reactions from the crowd.
Definitely a lot less parents and a lot more fans.
GCU trying to steer that one in front, shot on, and that's blocked by King for Arizona State. Here comes this line with Gross, King, and Butler. Gross with it. Backhand, and he tried to find Butler on the other side of the ice, but they couldn't connect. And look out as the coaching staff had to be aware as that puck got deflected up into the Arizona State bench. I saw you flinching a little bit, Mark.
Yeah, one came right across me, but luckily it was a little too far out. Pretty fast-paced game so far. A lot of physicality, like you were saying. Definitely a lot more of a lively crowd out here tonight. We have the whole section on the left to me that's just booming tonight.
Don Phillips in the circle for Arizona State. One of the few centermen on this Arizona State team that really takes pride in his face-off wins. Chambers for the Lopes, fighting through a check from Quas. Quas doing a good job using his physicality to shepherd the Lopes towards the boards. Quas, he'll get pinned to the wall. Phillips in there as well. Not too much free ice out there right now for either team. Chambers, a point shot, got redirected, and a good reaction stop by Glenn. Seems to me, Mark, that GCU's trying to get a lot of traffic in front of the goaltender, Glenn, when they release shots.
I mean, yeah. Wow.
Big hit. As Sovinsky took a rough one from Jack Dolan of the Lopes, and good for him. He's able to get back to the bench.
He's definitely a little shaken up after that one. He was definitely quick to get back to the bench after that one, but he did get up quickly, and that's a good sign.
Here comes Dolan, this time with the puck. And Franklin will try to show him the wall. That allows Arizona State to break it out. Newland had that puck in his skates. He couldn't corral it, and Olsen will try to dump it in and retreat back. Ron Spring will flip it in. Franklin will pick up that reverse pass, stops, goes D-to-D with his defensive partner. Also, too, Mark, I think a lot of students have come as they're sitting towards this Arizona State zone.
Well, it's weird because it's kind of a mix on the far left side. It's a lot of GCU people. On the far right side, it's a lot of ASU. So it's definitely interesting to see. Hopefully, no brawls break out in the stands, though.
I don't think so. It seems like a friendly but excited crowd here tonight at Mullet Arena. GCU trying to finish off a change. Richard Nelson with the puck, and he'll get taken down, and the referee hand goes up. It's a delayed penalty call to Arizona State.
It could be a cross-checking, and it looked like it could have also been a hooking, though.
And the Lopes will pull the goalie to try to attack 6-on-5, but they turn it over to Friesen, and we'll have a first penalty of the game. Be the Arizona State captain, Kate Olsen, going into the box. And we'll see how this GCU power play operates. They did really well last night, scoring 2 of their 4 goals on the man advantage. And something that head coach Austin Klein was talking about with his team before the game on trying to work on different parts of their game, and one of those being the penalty kill. And it's a good start as Palmer dumps it all the way down.
Talking about those fans, there's a few travel teams in town today for a tournament, and they're all sitting by the penalty box just giving it to them.
Lopes will flip that puck in, and they'll retrieve it and possess it. Jacobsma on the half wall. They'll get it back from his defenseman. Crossing past to Chambers. GCU will continue it. Point shot on. That ends up hitting Wardos, his own man, in front for GCU. 40 seconds has elapsed on the minor penalty to Olsen. GCU rolling back into their umbrella-style power play. Jacobsma turns around, snapshot on, and a good stop by Glenn. He had no line of vision on that shot.
We saw ASU using sort of the box method. 1, 2, 3. They have 2 on the top of the circle, 2 on the bottom, just not overtaking on the play, but also covering the goalie.
Exactly, and I think they're also trying to really cut down those seam passes to the back door, which is what hampered them last night. Lopes come back in. Nelson, a little too fancy with the puck, and trying to pass to somebody, but nobody home. 35 seconds remain now on the man advantage. Lopes looking for that backdoor play. And Nelson, I think, wanted it, but ended up getting taken away by his own teammate. Another point shot on, misses wide. Out in front, Nelson was about to release it, but a game-saving stop by Ryan Quas, lifting the stick of the GCU player.
That was a big play by ASU to get that puck out of danger.
Lopes come in, one more chance on the man advantage, under 10 seconds left. Husby Looks it down low, short angle shot, misses wide, and Kate Olson will hustle back on. Oh, and that one just squirted through the legs of Glenn. Puck still loose.
Wow, what a play. Glenn kind of lost that puck there for a second, but luckily they're able to get that cleared.
And Arizona State will just dump it down and try to get a breather, but good hustle by King. He gets there first to negate the icing.
King was kind of expecting someone to be there in the middle, so he kind of just passed it out to the middle there. Unfortunately, turned it over to GCU.
Sun Devils lucky to come away with that, not giving up a goal, and Palmer will slow it down behind his own net. Palmer, one of the few seniors on the Arizona State roster. Cross corner dump in by Butler, but King is unable to get there first. Butler, 2 goals on the night. His shot gets blocked by the leg of the defenseman Spring. Here comes Spring for the lobe. And it's poked in the corner by Palmer. Ooh, another big hit.
This game is starting to heat up physically, and also some chatter going on between both benches as well.
Palmer still with it. Oh, just out of the reach of Gross trying to streak in back door. And now Palmer will go for a change. This first period has been flowing by as we were almost past the halfway mark. Glenn shepherds that puck behind his net. Kylie Ram takes a hit, but he'll come away with the puck. Good poise by Kylie Ram to look off the pass, and that allows him to break out. Kylie Ram still with it, drops it. For Silva Skies, quick snapshot, gets blocked. Kylie Ram back down low, they'll cycle it down. Newland fresh off the bench.
Definitely a faster start to a game. A little different than the last time, as you were talking about.
Out in front,
it's in.
And they score! Cameron, the benefactor, there's some good checking work underneath the goal line, and he slips it through 5-hole on the one-timer shot, and Arizona State takes a 1-goal lead. And now we see the referees huddling up, as it did take a couple of seconds before the referees ended up whistling it down, and they officially awarded. As it seemed to me that it was pretty clear that it went in, so I'm not sure why the hesitation was coming from the referee.
You know, as a referee, you just want to make sure you're on the same page as your linesman and your partner, so I think that's all that was about.
And a good start for Arizona State last night as they were able to open the scoring, and they do so here tonight. And the respective captains for both teams are getting an explanation from the referees. And you can see that GCU's maybe the more unhappy out of the two teams, as they were the one that conceded that goal. We'll go to Cameron, and it all started, Mark, in their own zone as Kylie Ram did a great job of holding the puck, not forcing a breakout pass, and that allowed Arizona State zone entry.
GCU not too happy about the play.
GCU with a hot start as well. And oh, look out again, as that's the second puck that got launched to the Arizona State bench. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe some of the coaches start to wear some helmets up there.
And then there's me.
I know, Mark. Yeah, we need to have your cage, as Mark's playing local hockey here in the Arizona area with the Arizona State High School Hockey League. And Mark, you're having a good season so far, haven't you?
Yeah, second place, last 2 games to play.
Cameron will dump it down on Kubritsky. That'll negate the icing. Here come the Lopes. They try to wind it up. Nailing. Good stick by Carter Newland to kneel down and stop the pass. Nayland will try again, and this time ends up getting hit off of Arizona State player into the GCU bench, and the Sun Devils not allowing Grand Canyon any sort of time and space out of their own zone.
2 for 1 for ASU and GCU's bench having to dodge.
You can even see it too, reading the body language on GCU's benchmark, that they seem to be a little discouraged after giving up that initial goal.
Yeah, I spoke a little loosely with one of the players. They said they think they're going to come off first, and it looks like that's just not quite what happened.
Connor Squarey, he's the new Arizona State player that's coming to the lineup. And he's out there right now working hard. Connor playing in his 7th game of the year. Hunter Friesen trying to get control of that puck. He finally will. And the captain, Kate Olson. Hard rim around. Kubritsky can't stop it. Friesen. Now to Cooch. Cooch, as you mentioned earlier, Mark, the game-winning goal scorer in last night's contest, where he will cross corner, dump that in, and go for a change. And that was a tough hit by Cooch as he rode into the boards. Colby Donovan of GCU.
Refs are sort of letting the boys play tonight. They've kind of put the whistles away on the physicality.
Oh, and that was a tough check as Conyes took one right in the numbers, and that one's going to be called.
He's a little slow to get up after that one.
Good to see him finally getting back up to his feet, and the referee was right there, and no doubt about it. As heading to the box for GCU is Colby Donovan, and anytime, Mark, you see the numbers being shown to you, if you try to check into the opposing player, you're going to get called.
Yeah, it's a call either way. In fact, if you do that in rec or minor league hockey, that's a 2 and a 10.
Ends up
GCU's bench isn't very happy about that, as we see from the penalty box as well. He's yapping it out.
Yeah, so it'll be important to see GCU can keep a cooler head and try to stay into this game. Arizona State with their first power play. And that's a hard rim around. Good job by the defenseman, Colton Gherkin, as he took a hit to make that play to dump it all the way down. Ty Marchant keeps it. Drop pass, but I don't think anybody was expecting it, so they'll have to try again. Butler, he'll chip it on the goaltender, Kubritsky. Played back around. Crow's trying to seal it. He can, and he took a penalty in doing so. It looks to be a hooking call, as actually that might have not been too bad of a penalty, Mark, as that looked like to be a 2-on-1 developing for GCU.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so chat going on between ASU and GCU as they're skating back to their benches.
And where you thought that Arizona State might have been able to take control of this hockey game on the power play, end up taking a penalty on their own, and we'll have 4-on-4 action for 1 minute and 18 minutes. GCU wins the draw. Springs trying to find a shooting angle. Kate Olson, great defensive play on the block. Owen Hansen for GCU, up to Springs. Puck will die in the corner. Lopes try to walk out with it, and they're trying to force that seam pass through, and that'll come out to the neutral zone. Kate Olson, a whip pass, and Newland didn't see a streaking Kylie Ram behind him. He'll take it himself. He'll chip and charge that one in the corner, up to the point. Palmer, shot on, and that deflected out in front. It's loose!
Oh, wow.
Sitting there, and Gavin Ukele was able to keep that one from going in. Had a couple opportunities already in this game with those shots just squirting through the leg pads of each goaltender, and the puck just sitting there for anybody to take in the blue paint in the crease. But
yeah, Carter Newell wasn't very happy coming back to the bench after that play.
And now GCU's back to full strength, so they'll be on an abbreviated power play for about 35 seconds. And still there, and they score! Arizona State unable to clear, and Caden Hendrickson, the Simi Valley, California native, gets his 5th goal of the year, and they tie it at 1.
Starting to see the GCU side of the student section coming out for sure.
And unfortunate for Arizona State, Mark, as they had opportunities to clear that puck out, but they didn't. The Sun Devils, again, kind of similar to how it played last night, with the momentum going back and forth, where it looked to be GCU starting off fresh, but Arizona State gets a goal. Now it seems to be the other way around. Here come the Lopes. Coming back in. Hard on the forecheck is the goal scorer, Henriksen. Dislodging the puck, and Lopes will finally possess it. Tommy Wardas. He hits Marchand to the boards. Play continues. Under 5 minutes remain in this first period. Tied at 1. Butler backhand pass, and that gets turned over. Colby Donovan looking for the pass, surprises with the shot, and Glenn was ready for it. Sun Devils trying to dislodge the puck. They can't. Oh, and a dangerous opportunity from Husby, and that whistles high. Donovan, drop pass. Friesen unable to strip the puck away. Tired Sun Devil group out there right now. Dovesky can't clear. Ukele. That gets pumped out by Glenn. Sun Devils still unable to clear it. Dovesky will take some time and space. That allows Arizona State to get some fresh bodies out finally. Jacob Cummings. Ukele. And GCU enters in offsides. Mark, how do you sense the energy of Arizona State's bench right now after conceding that first goal?
Uh-oh. Obviously, it's getting pretty heated down here, as we just saw right here.
Looks to be Ryan Kloss got tangled up with a GCU player. Looks to be, let me see if I can get a good reading on it, number 11, Benjamin Oakland.
Yeah, this game's definitely going to start getting heated. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
And so we'll have 2 minutes of 4-on-4 action after that one. That one just kind of brewed by the face-off. Wasn't during the run of play. And GCU will possess the puck as we embark on this 2 minutes of 4-on-4 action. Brady Franklin reverses it to Olsen. Kennedy back to Olsen. They have to be a little careful with passing that puck so close to their net, but they'll take it the other way. Olsen, ooh, he takes a hard check from Spencer Lund as both of those players get tangled up. Lund, hard room around. Glenn is able to partially stop the puck for Olsen. Phillips in there trying to get it out. GCU finishing off a change. Trevor Kennedy cuts through the middle of the ice. Oh, nice deke around one, but couldn't get around Ukele. Under 3 minutes to go in this first period. It's 1-1. Poor pass by GCU will go all the way down for an icing, and so Arizona State has not had many offensive opportunities of late. Get to have a face-off in the offensive zone.
Looks like they're chirping each other through the box right now.
Kylie Ram will be in the circle, facing off against Owen Hansen of GCU. Kylie Ram trying to get there. And a couple Lopes players are there to take the puck away. Colton Gherkin. Gherkin couldn't get around Palmer. Owen Hansen, button hooks up to the point. Good puck movement by Jacobsma, but his pass is unsuccessful. Hansen. Go get stapled to the wall. Palmer trying to look for that stretch pass, and he saucers it beautifully to Tonez. Tonez drops it for Kylie Ram. And puck sitting there, and the Lopes will take it away. Hansen near the end of his shift. 1-on-4. Good stick by Sovasky. And now we're back to 5-on-5 play. And Kylie Ram will settle that one down. Newland. He'll chip in, move ahead and retrieve it. A good breakout by GCU. They don't spend too much time in their own zone. They go the other way. Rose takes a hard check. Now under 90 seconds to play in this first period. No icing on the call. Butler will try to get on his horse. Butler's still working, and he's able to get the puck, but it looked to be deemed illegally by the referee, as he's going to give him a hooking call. Unfortunate, as Butler did a great job hustling to get to that puck.
Butler's also going, it looks like. No, it's just Butler.
And unfortunate for Arizona State, as we see the replay, with Butler doing a great job retrieving the puck, but ended up getting a little too vertical with the stick, and that resulted in the hooking call. So with about 1:18 left in this first period, Sun Devils will try and kill the rest of this off before the first intermission. Sun Devils do just enough to clear it down in GCU's end. Here come the Lopes. Jacobsma enters in. Played up to Cummings, but he couldn't release the one-timer shot. Lopes trying to settle it down. Jacobsma down in the corner. Wardos. Hansen. Now to Cummings. Work it back up to the point. Gherkin shot. Ends up maybe taking a deflection, but up high above the net. 30 seconds left now in the period. Shot goes wide. Sovasky can't clear it. Jacobsma, Gherkin, Cummings, one-timer shot, and Glenn had no problem with that, making the stop. As both teams switch out their respective special teams units, and the face-off will be to the right of the goaltender, Glenn. Draw one by the Lopes. Bukele drops it down, and that shot up high on Henriksen, the goal scorer in this period for GCU, and Glenn makes a blocker save. Bukele shot on. That's another deflection, but Friesen's able to clear it down, and that'll do it for this first period.
We saw Friesen kind of get taken down there.
And looks to be, Mark, that the referee observed that as well, as he had his hand up, and it looks to be a GCU penalty awarded at the end of this period. Not something you don't see too much, period-ending penalty.
Definitely not.
And after the first period of play, Arizona State won, GCU won. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes to bring you live second period action here on Arizona State ECHA Hockey YouTube.
Oh, I've never ran so fast in my life.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ASU ACHA Hockey's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn, alongside Between the Benches, Mark Gutowski. And Mark, we were treated to a great first period, similar to the game that we saw last night between these two teams.
I mean, yeah, very fast paced. They're coming out of the gates, and I have got confirmation just now that it's going to start off with a 4-on-4 this period. We saw a tight game. It's 1-1. Both goals were pretty close. The first one by ASU was right on the line, and the GCU with the beautiful finish. A lot of physicality and a lot of trash talk going on. Pretty big rivalry starting to come through.
Yeah, a lot of emotion, you're right, Mark, and it's going to be interesting to see which team is going to be able to stay a little more even keel and not let emotion get the best of them and take a costly penalty later towards the game. And as Mark mentioned, GCU did take a 2-minute minor penalty right at the end of the first period, so we're going to actually have 4-on-4 hockey for about 42 seconds before Arizona State goes back on an abbreviated power play. Kylie Ram in for Arizona State, and we have the second period underway here at Mullet Arena. Austin Cameron, far angle shot, gets kicked away easily by Kubritsky. Sun Devils trying to have a little bit of a forecheck of their own, as they haven't been able to really have any good sustained zone time at all in the offensive zone. Getting up with the puck is Spencer Lund. Forehand side, he'll drop it. And then the skates of Jacobsma. Back to Lund. 5 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Good strip by Cameron. Headman pass to Palmer. 2-on-2. Palmer trying to protect the puck, but he can't work that puck towards the middle of the ice. Now the Sun Devils on that abbreviated power play. One-timer shot from Marchand, and he scores! A howitzer from Marchand. He got all of that one for his 4th goal of the year, and the Sun Devils get back their 1-goal lead.
Beautiful goal, beautiful finish. I mean, right from the top of the circles and between the blue lines. And they got the fans here amped up, along with the bench for sure.
And Mark Marchand got a hold of that one. Describe to some of the listeners what that feeling is like when you absolutely crush a one-timer flush.
Oh, it feels amazing, especially when you, like we were talking about the snap of the stick, it feels amazing.
And it only took a few seconds on that abbreviated power play for Arizona State to cash in. And they now have gained back their 1-goal lead. As that puck ended up going off the boards and out of play, so the faceoff will stay in GCU zone. It's a good response early by Arizona State. Usually that first minute of a period or the last minute of a period can really sway how things go, and we'll see if the Sun Devils can ride that momentum forward.
It's all about setting the tone, and when you set the tone first and set it early, usually you come up on top.
And that gets blockered up and out of play. Sorry, Mark, let you finish that point.
Oh, yeah, I mean, setting the tone is one of the most important things, especially at the beginning of a game or a period. You set the tone early, and you set the pace of the game.
Arizona State will still keep this line out with King, Butler, and Gross, as well as the defensive pairings of Sovinsky and Marchand. Good breakup by Arizona State, keeping that puck going north. It'll come to King in the offensive zone. Stop, but fans on the pass, trying to get that one to Butler. Playing it behind his net is Glenn. He'll luckily get enough mustard on it, but he retrieves back in his own net as that was turned over. Oh, and then physicality still picking up where it left off. Back door in front was Oakland. He laid a good check and had a great scoring opportunity, but Marchand tried to put him in his place and gets the puck back to Arizona State. Icing waved off. Sun Devils will try to hustle again in the second period with this long change, as you really have to hustle to make it all the way to the bench and back.
Yeah, if you're not on the bench before the player comes out, it is too many men on the ice.
Exactly, and that's something that's avoidable, and I know both coaching staff really want to make sure that they do avoid that as this game moves forward. Kennedy eats a check. Trying to send that one in front. Phillips in there on the forecheck hard. Good shift by this third line for Arizona State. At the point, Olsen winds one up. Gets through to Kabritsky, and he makes a stop.
Another broken stick. That's our second of the night. That's just how physical this game is. As the pace gets picked up, sticks are more likely to break.
Franklin with a nice move, but just couldn't be accurate with the shot on net. Franklin trying to get that one up. Fresh line out for Arizona State. Friesen rims it around to Descharme. To Squarey. Squarey trying to get there. Now to Friesen. Palmer gets his shot blocked. Friesen trying to lift the stick of Hansen. And the Lopes are able to take it out.
The stick has definitely created sort of an obstacle on a couple of these plays.
Yes, you have to watch out if you're out there. Connor Squarey, wrist shot on, block it away out in front. Friesen a shot on, and that flutters wide. Good shift by these bottom two lines for Arizona State, really forcing GCU to defend. Marchand, Descharme kept the one in the zone. Sun Devils will have to try again. Just past the 4-minute mark here in this second period as Marchand goes in offside.
Very fast-paced second period, as long as the first period was as well. I think we're going to see a very physical game from now on, as, that last little bit, was, there's a rough and a scuffle and then a double minor. It's like it's going to be and here we go again.
It looks to be Kylie Ram being a little too overzealous on the face-off, so Cameron will come in relief to take the draw. GCU will do just enough to possess the puck off the draw. Perkin finds Dolan, and Dolan takes a rough ride by Cameron. Marchand works it up ahead. Cooch is there with it, kept in by the Lope.
Cooch has played a very physical game tonight, as we saw some pretty big hits from him.
Oh, and that was a big hit, that time from Marchand. Something I've noticed is that he's really added a physical element to his game. A couple big hits last night and a big one there, and Kylie Ram takes a hard hit from Jack Dolan, but it ends up going icing all the way down, and so the faceoff will be back in Arizona State's end.
It's very important that you're physical, especially in a crosstown rivalry game just like this. You want to come out of the gates flooding and fast, and ASU's done just that, taking the lead earlier on in the second period.
Tired Arizona State group out still. One by the Lopes. Shot on, kicked away by Glenn. Sky will just flip it up and out. And looks like going to be on frame, so icing's waved off. Arizona State hustling to get all 5 players off the ice. And Nelson was handling the puck, but the defenseman Franklin for Arizona State was able to keep his stick pushed out far enough to force the Lopes offside. Top line out for Arizona State to take this draw. One cleanly by Gross. Franklin. Nice move to get around the forechecker. Goes D to D with Olsen. Stretch pass just out of the reach for Gross. And it's going to end up being an icing call, as that was a great opportunity just missed by Arizona State.
I was hearing that one got tipped, so controversial call out there.
Faceoff will still be in Arizona State's end. Draw one again by Gross, 2 for 2 on the shift. Butler hopes it along to Gross, but Gross just couldn't handle it, and it's a broken play that goes down low. Butler wedging himself up against the boards to keep that puck in. King in there as well for Arizona State. Lopes unable to get it out. Olsen trying to force that pass through, still loose in front. And that gets cleared away, going all the way down, but on frame on the Arizona State netminder Glenn, and he's forced to cover it up with 13:51 in the second period. And Mark, we mentioned earlier, and you could even see that physicality ramping up. What is it like from a player's perspective, trying to keep your head level and not to take any unnecessary penalties?
Keep your head up and don't retaliate.
Absolutely, just short and simple. Couldn't have said it better myself. Sun Devils trying to come through. Kennedy will chip and charge, comes right out in front. Kennedy shot on, still loose in front. Sun Devils still threatening. Palmer just keeps it in. Wrist shot on, and that got snagged by Kubritsky as there's a body in front.
What a dangerous play for GCU there. ASU could have made it a 3-1 game on that play.
And it was just a simple play by number 25, Trevor Kennedy for Arizona State. He just chipped it in, took a fortuitous bounce right in front, and it was almost a set play for himself. The third line still stays out for Arizona State. Phillips ready for it. As it's whistled down, as they're trying to get both centermen set up again. They do. Cleanly won by Phillip. Palmer, wrist shot on, misses wide right. Phillip, good hard check. In there with Plost. Really forcing GCU to use all their energy in the defensive zone, trying to get this puck. Quick snapshot on from Kennedy. Got blocked. Plost settles it down. Tonya's shot, that gets blocked. Couple big blocks by Grand Canyon on the shift. Seam pass to try to find Tabukel, but he's unable to track the puck. And it'll come to the safe glove of Glenn to get a whistle. Mark, I see being advertised right now on the LED boards here at Mold Arena is Wetzel's Pretzels. I saw you scarfing one down during the intermission. It looked pretty tasty.
Oh, it wasn't Wetzel's pretzel. It was just a good old ring pretzel, but still just as good.
Shot misses wide off the initial zone draw win by the Lopes. It'll come to Arizona State. Sky couldn't find the puck. Friesen. Ducharme. Ducharme has to get rid of that puck or else he's going to take a big check. And that ends up forcing an icing against the Sun Devils.
You know, nothing beats rink food, you know, especially right after a game or just talking.
Absolutely. A pretzel is one of my favorite concessions at a hockey game.
Speaking of concessions, there's so many people here. They're sold out of half of almost everything already, and it's just the second period.
That's great to see as all the fans are shepherded on the other side of the rink, which is opposite of where the camera's facing. And by golly, it's a huge crowd here tonight, even bigger than what we had last night, as it's whistled down and looks to be a penalty against Arizona State. As it was on the half wall with Cummings, and he took a hard check by Marchand, and they're saying it looks to be a cross-checking call. Maybe a little tough of a call against Marchand by judging the replay. But with hockey being such a fast game, it's tough to really keep track of, so give these referees all the credit in the world of being able to follow the play. Lopes have their second power play of the evening, and they are unable to connect, and will have to retrieve the puck back in their own zone. Gherkin will hard rim that one all the way around. Olsen can't get it out. Lopes will collect it. Gherkin, he's unable to settle that puck as it jumps over his stick blade. Good work by Grady Franklin. Trying to be physical. Gherkins finally settles it down. Flies it to Ukele. Ukele's shot. He was trying to get the redirection from Nelson backdoor, but Nelson's unable to get it. Quick passing by GCU. Good stop by Franklin as he kneeled down, blocking that with his leg. As we're just past the midway point of this power play.
Looks like sort of football play out there right now we got.
Yeah, a bit of a scrum. Lopes come out with it. Ukele, slap shot on. Oh, and just wide as Tabuco plays it, but it ended up being a high stick anyway. And it's whistled down, and the Sun Devils can breathe.
Dangerous play there. He almost batted that down. That was very close, so he did not see that.
It looks to be a high sticking as we get to see that great replay done by the camera work of Dr. Ben Smith. And it did look to be a high touch, and so a good call by the referee. And Mark, just to familiarize the viewers again, high sticking is when that stick blade gets touched up above the crossbar.
Yes. It depends if, sometimes it's over the shoulder, sometimes it's over the crossbar. It kind of depends whatever they deem.
And even after all of that flurry of action, the Lopes still have 45 seconds remaining on their power play opportunity here in the second period. And Sun Devils do enough to just clear it all the way down initially off that draw win, forcing the Lopes to break it all the way out. Kennedy is without a stick right now for Arizona State, as it's virtually almost a 5-on-3 with a player missing their stick. Spencer Lund taking that shot through, still loose in front. Putting leg pads together with Glenn. He didn't know where it was, and it's played on. And Kennedy will have to hustle to the bench without a stick. And that'll just about do it for the power play for GCU. Wasn't the prettiest penalty kill, but the Sun Devils did just enough to not concede. Gherkin shot on, and that was a long-range shot into the crest of Glen. And see the replay here of that great opportunity for Grand Canyon University that Glenn thought he had the puck between his legs, but it was somehow still sitting there. Luckily, Arizona State was alert to it. Puck up in the air, glove down by King. Gets bodied off the puck. Butler in there for Arizona State. And the Lopes go on their trademark forecheck. And now they have the puck. Point shot on, that redirection goes wide from Nayland. Lopes, D-to-D.
Oh.
Gherkin. One-timer shot, and that misses wide by Dolan as that puck was end over end and he didn't get the greatest wood on it. Icing waved off. Marchant turns it over. Donovan, Tabuco. Rose staples Tabuco towards the wall. Butler with it towards the end of their shift. Sovinsky will just dump it down, and the Sun Devils will try to finish off the rest of their change. Michael Lewis gets it taken away by Butler. And they'll dump it down low. Cameron trying to force the issue. Turned over to Kylie Ram on the right side wall. Protects the puck, circles around. At the point, Sylvan Sky. Marchant trying to find a shooting lane. Works it back to Kylie Ram. Ram looks. Cross seam pass to Sylvan Sky. Saved by Kabritsky. Marchant with the lane. Shot through a lot of traffic, but blockered away by the GCU netminder.
like standing right here going, I'll just wait for a whistle. So I don't
Kylie
have to
Ram.
talk to anybody.
Good shift by the Sun Devils to answer back a couple of good GCU shifts. And the Lopes will dump it in and go for a change. Marchand flips it off the glass to Descharme. Krabritsky turns it over to Kylie Ram. Now to Descharme. At the point, Palmer has to play it off the wall. Descharme still has on the half wall. Squarey fresh off the bench, and a tough check allows Arizona State to get the puck back momentarily.
Oh, definitely a very big check. And the bench was lit up after that one.
Ukele has both teams changed possession over and over. Stretch pass to Descharme, unable to connect. Krabritsky plays it out behind his net, up to his defenseman Ukele. Under 7:30 remaining in the second period. As Arizona State's been the only one to score so far in the second period, as they're able to restore their 1-goal lead. Mark, seems to be both teams unable to get some good possession of the puck in these last minute or two.
I mean, yeah, we just saw the ASU defenseman behind the net trying to reset that play, and looks like they have. They're coming in with speed.
Krabritsky leaves it behind his net. Sun Devils, good job on the forecheck. Friesen and Kennedy in there. And that forces Grand Canyon to turn it over, and the point shot on blocked off the stick of Olsen. As the rugby scrum ensues in the corner. Sun Devils trying to get it, and Olsen's unable to keep it in. Turned over in front of the GCU bench. Cummings and Olsen battle for the puck. Phillips is able to push it ahead to Olsen. Sun Devils will collect it, gain the center ice line, and try to go for a change. Phillips, good job by him out in front at the point. Sovinsky just couldn't handle the puck on his backhand. King. Cross corner dump. Sovinsky seals the wall, kept in by Phillips as he's tired near the end of his shift. It'll come to Tabukel. Good footwork, gets it to his stick blade. And great stop by Glenn with some good back pressure by the defenseman Marchand. Sovinsky drops it for Gross. Gross snapshot on, and that gets hit off the goalie and out of play for Lucky Souvenir.
Luckily, that one went out where people were at, so someone will get to take something home tonight.
And Mark, explain how hard of a play that was by Tabukel. He had the puck in his skates, and he somehow was able to kick it up to his stick blade.
All about hand-eye coordination. You know, getting it from your feet is something that I've actually had to work on this last off-season. If you're able to perfect it, you can do stuff pretty well with it.
Exactly, because for how fast this game is, not every pass is going to be perfect on the tape, and so it's important to try to maximize every chance you get. Lopes come back in with it. Wrist shot on, blocked away by Glenn. He doesn't know where it is as it just trickles wide of the net. Play continues. Matthew Gross with speed.
Whenever you lose.
Gets around one, and now to King, but he's unable to release the shot as his stick got lifted up of the air.
I mean, yeah, you know, whenever you lose the puck as a goalie, all you're trying to do is make yourself as big as possible.
Plays whistled down. It looks to be a hooking call called by the back referee against Arizona State. Or pardon me, slashing call. As Caden Butler will head to the penalty box and seem to be away from the play, so that's never a penalty you want to take as a hockey player.
I mean, you know, you take too many of those in a game, you're getting bagged the next practice, so.
Exactly, something the coaching staff for Arizona State does not want to see happen. And the Sun Devils are back on the penalty kill. Kylie Ram was almost able to take it away for a breakaway. Now Franklin's able to do so. Gets it across the center ice line and will dump it down deep in GCU's end. Lopes with it. Jacobsma. Now to Lund. Lund with the shot on, and that gets kicked out by the left leg of Glenn. A lot of traffic in front of the goaltender site for Glenn. Lund doesn't like the shot. Circles back again. Now he'll take one, and and that puck trickles just wide as Glenn did just enough. 50 seconds has passed by on this power play for the Lopes. And that will squirt up and out of the zone, and the Sun Devils can get a fresh group of penalty killers out. Colton Gherkin. Played it to Henriksen. Drop pass. Ukeli. One touch passing by the Lopes. Out in front, and Henriksen was trying to look for his second goal of the game. Whistles that one high. One-timer shot by Gherkin. It's a shooting gallery right now for GCU on this power play, but Glenn is standing tall. Ukeli couldn't make its way to the net. Gherkin to Benjamin Oakland. Nelson. Oakland, short angle shot, kicked out in front dangerously. Play goes on. 5 seconds left on the power play. Oakland shot misses high.
Another one of those football plays. It looks like he
As they're jamming it, he comes down. Butler on the clock. Trying to get to that puck. He does. Butler, he scores! Just like they drew it up, Caden Butler sneaks past the GCU team as he comes fresh out of the box and puts it home, and the Sun Devils now with a 2-goal lead.
And these fans are absolutely wild. They are shaking this glass. They might come onto the ice.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it as they're chanting ASU after that goal, as Arizona State were bending but not breaking on that penalty kill, and couldn't have had any better timing with Butler coming out of the box. Sun Devils back in on the attack, as feels like they maybe have a new lease on life, as a couple big saves by Glenn kept the Sun Devils afloat, and Butler came out of the box and
another
made GCU play
on the ace.
Yeah, absolutely. We might have to see if there's another stick manufacturer that might be available for both of these teams, as a lot of sticks being broken tonight.
I mean, as the game speed picks up, the more stress on the stick, obviously the more likely it's going to break.
Absolutely, with the amount of shots and also too the amount of hits that both teams have been taking so far, you can definitely understand why there's a couple broken twigs on the ice. Keaton Tonez can't break it out. Kept in by GCU. They're threatening again. Tonez up to King. Kept in by the Lopes. Cycling it back down low was Wardas. Spring, his shot on, and that gets easily grabbed by Glenn with no traffic in front, with 1:50 remaining in the second period, as this period has been flowing by.
Yeah, like you're saying, the period's been flowing by because ASU has put 2 on the board this period.
You can see some of the communication with Kate Olsen and his defensive partner Franklin on what they're going to do with this zone draw. But it's won by the Lopes. Down low, Owen Hansen. Point shot, doesn't get through. It's blocked by Franklin. Kylie Ram jumps onto the puck. Puck trickling and icing just waved off by the linesman. Cameron couldn't get that puck off the dasher. And GCU will just clear it out to the neutral zone and all the way down by Cummings. Kylie Ram trying to evade the forecheck of Cummings, and that puck gets deflected up and out of play into the GCU bench. And so with a minute and 10 remaining in the second period, face off in the offensive zone for the Lopes. Draw one clean again by the Lope. Point shot on, off the post. Just hit the post and directly bounced back out. Another point shot on, rebound in front. Loose in front. No whistle yet. Finally, there is one.
Absolute chaos in front of the net.
As having to go into snowman mode was the goaltender, Glenn, just to try to get any sort of body part on it to get a whistle.
You know, especially on any ice sport, you got to be ready to make a snow angel save.
And Lope, credit to them, still threatening, as they have to feel unlucky in this second period, as they've had a majority of the chances but just have not been able to convert so far. Kovasky will get off, and now play resumes. Another shot on, and Glenn's able to snap that one up, as the Lopes have been really looking to generate offense from the point this period. Draw one by Hunter Friesen, but it gets taken away by the Lopes, and it almost set up perfectly, an almost set play. But Arizona State takes it away. As looks to be a delayed penalty call, touched up by Nelson. It was good hustle by Hunter Friesen drawing that call. Absolutely, it was just the hustle of Friesen, correct, Mark?
Say it again.
It was just the hustle of Friesen drawing that penalty call.
Oh yeah, hustling fast, stick gets over there and is stuck in his feet, and obviously broke up the play, but it worked out in his favor.
And now with 36 seconds remaining, the Sun Devils will operate on the power play to end the second period. Cooch, fans on the shot. Now to King, and his one-timer shot just wide. Marchand works it to the other side of the ice. Throws. Button hooks up. Stops. Marchand kicks it up from his skate to his stick. Butler's shot on. Stopped by Kubritsky as Cooch is parked out in front of the net for Arizona State. 5 seconds left. Shot on, and that's blocked by Hansen. One more opportunity for the Sun Devils, but they just couldn't connect on the pass. And that'll do it for a wild second period of play.
Yeah, that period flew by pretty fast. I mean, a lot of action, a lot of physicality, and a good amount of penalties in this game so far.
As we welcome you back up here in the press box here at Mullet Arena, I'm Brett Vaughn, alongside with Mark between the benches. And Mark, you have to feel a little bit for GCU. They're probably the better team in that second period, but the Sun Devils were just really opportunistic, putting away all the chances they were able to get a now 2-goal lead.
Yeah, Sun Devils just capitalized on almost every good play that they had, and 2 of them went in their favor. I think ASU played a pretty solid game in the second period, but yeah, like you're saying, GCU did look like the better team out there, but ASU came on top and won this period for sure.
And folks, we'll bring you live third period action in just under 15 minutes. At the end of 2, Arizona State 3, GCU 1. This is Arizona State ACHA Hockey YouTube.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
And hello everyone, welcome back to ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn, and between the benches is Mark Kotowski. And Mark, a crazy second period where it seemed to be, if you're looking at the shot total, oh, this would be a clear GCU advantage and maybe even the lead after 2 periods of play, but Arizona State, every opportunity they got.
I mean, yeah, a lot of opportunities for both teams, but it looks like ASU is the one who came on top that period. They've won the first period, and they've won the second period. All we need to do is win the third period, and we'll have ourselves a winnable game. ASU's put themselves in a very cushioned spot with a two-goal lead.
And just to remind folks, carrying over from that second period is a Arizona State power play for about 1:15, and we'll see if they can try and capitalize on that opportunity as well. Ty Marchant stops once he crosses the blue line, lets his teammates set up. Gross. He scores! I think he surprised the goaltender Kubritsky as that puck was just hard on the ice and it went underneath the leg pad of Kubritsky, and the Sun Devils strike again. And now we see Kubritsky taking that walk of shame to the GCU bench, and we're going to have a goalie change. Coming in for the Lopes now is going to be number 75, Jacob de Morinville. And that's tough for Kubritsky. I could see maybe the goalie being at fault for this last goal score, but some of these other chances have been tough. That would be tough for any goaltender, right, Mark?
I mean, yeah, as a goalie, you're just trying to stop the puck, and, you know, you're really the backbone for any team once the defense folds.
And so things get worse for GCU starting this third period, now down 3 goals with only less than 20 minutes to play. So this guy, all by his lonesome as a couple of his teammates go for a change. King in on the forecheck for Arizona State. And Jacob Cummings will collect it and will just ladle it out in the neutral zone and allows GCU to go for a change. Tipped in by Ryan Quast. Quast trying to hustle towards the puck. Unable to get there first. Sean Phillips in on the forecheck working hard as well, but Lopes did a good job to relieve the pressure and break it out. Colby Donovan rims it around. Palmer, drop pass, gets taken away. Oakland, unable to have a clean pass, will just dump it in. Lopes working hard out in front and safely shepherding that puck away was the goaltender Glenn. Good response by GCU. Ukele's wrist shot misses wide. Takes a weird hop off the backboards, but kept out of the net. Another point shot on, and that was a dangerous one from Owen Laguski as his wrist shot got deflected, but luckily for Arizona State, out of play.
ASU is coming out of the gates hot this period, as we saw that goal make it 4-1 with barely a minute into the third period.
Sun Devils take it away. Kylie Ram getting help from Cameron, but GC does a good job stealing that puck into the zone. Wrist shot on, and that gets stopped by Glenn. And the skates of Olsen. Olsen will just clear it out through the neutral zone. Icing waved off by the linesman. Brings, comes out behind his net. Not a clean breakout pass, though. Forces GCU to try to chase the puck down. Jack Dolan. A little too hot to handle for his defenseman Gherkin at the point. And the Lopes will have to retrieve it all the way back down. Good chance for Arizona State. Friesen all alone. Friesen's wrist shot just goes high. The Devils will feel a lot more comfortable if they could just get one more goal to try to see this one out. GCU, they score! And it finally pays off those point shots going through, and it gets deflected past the goaltender, Glenn, and the Lopes are back alive to make it 4-2. We have a great angle here with that net camera as Tabuco, with his stick down, was able to create a ramp for that puck to just go over the shoulder of the goaltender, Glenn. And Mark, no matter how good a goaltender is playing, if you can have a lot of traffic in front and deflections in front, it's tough for any goalie to stop.
I mean, one of the main positions for a forward you want to be is in front of the net. Get in front of the net. Don't let him see the puck. You can't stop something you can't see.
Lope feel inspired after scoring that goal. And they'll continue playing. Butler, great job defensively. It's a 2-on-1. Butler and King for Arizona State. Butler, wrist shot on, blockered away by DeMorinville. His first big save coming into relief for Kubritsky.
And that was a rocket of a shot. Dead on. There's the spin the whole time.
Lugoski centers that one out dangerously in front with that rebound. But Arizona State's able to take it away and clear it out. Ukele trying to deke around Arizona State. He's unsuccessful. Tonez. Nelson. Cuts in by Spring. Button hook. Turns that one through dangerously, and that goes just wide. And Spring is unable to keep that puck in, and he'll have to retrieve it. Got to give credit to GCU, Mark, as they've been, in terms of the bounces department, the puck has not been bouncing their way, and yet they're still here, still trying to threaten in this hockey game. And now with Arizona State, seems like they're kind of up against it of being able to try and get this game back in their hands, even though they have a 2-goal lead.
We should, at this point, we should see if Dr. Ben Smith can get us a stick cam. Or a stick count. There's so many broken sticks tonight.
Right you are, as that one's down. I think that might have been Ryan Cloth's stick, as he had to hustle to the bench because he didn't have a twig. Stretch pass for Cooch, but he couldn't handle it, and that'll go for icing. As we see the linesman picking up that stick, it looks to still be intact, so hopefully...
No, the toe is completely snapped.
Oh, there it is, yep. Credit to Mark there being right next to the bench. Seems to be maybe, unfortunately we're past Christmas, so there's no gift from Santa to maybe get any new sticks.
Yeah, he's going to have to wait a couple of days for that one.
Lope working hard underneath the goal line. Michael Lewis trying to get that one up to the point. Is unable to. Good harassing there by Kylie Ram. Tonez can't clear it. Husby gloves it down. Husby trying to get a wrist shot through. He finally does. Glenn using all of that frame and more, making a shoulder stop. Husby back in again. Another wrist shot blockered away by Glenn all the way out to the center ice line. Under 14 minutes remaining here in this third period. And it's a 4-2 Sun Devil lead, as seems to be GCU really hustling to try to make inroads back in this hockey game. They've already cut the lead down to 2. We'll see if it'll continue as this third period progresses. Olsen just is unable to keep it in. He'll have to throw it back down to Morinville. Leaving it that one there, but good forechecking by Friesen, making it tough for GCU to clear it out. And Mark, Arizona State seems like they've had to be against it after GCU scoring that goal. What do you think is the key for them to try to get back into this game?
I mean, I could say the obvious answer is to say put one in the net, but breaking it down, I think they need to put pressure on the puck and get possession and hold it there.
And we'll see if Ducharme can do that. He'll go into the corner, but he's unable to get to that puck. Stretch pass. Good stick by Sovis. Unable to have that be a clean pass for GCU coming out of their own zone. Ukele. Backhands that one to Nayland. Good block by Gross of getting in the way of that one.
Ducharme is coming to the bench, and he's not really able to bear a lot of weight on his left leg right now. Let's hope he's okay.
Play continues. Good stand-up by Palmer as he forces GCU's Nelson to go offsides. As it was a good job by him with good gap control, not allowing the GCU forward into the offensive zone cleanly. Beautifully done by Palmer there on that replay. Something possibly should be shown to maybe some of the youth hockey players in attendance tonight, as that was great defensive play. Quick shot on rebound in front. Oh! And all by his lonesome was Wardas.
What a save.
And I think he had maybe even too much time, Mark, as it kind of stunned him that puck with that rebound was right on his stick. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and the Sun Devils lucky there as Wardas fanned on that grade A scoring opportunity.
The Raps have been kind of having to play bouncer lately. Is whenever the GCU players skate by the opposing bench, they've been giving it to ASU.
Puck blocked by a couple bodies, jousting in front. Thrown back down again by GCU. Kennedy trying to find it and force it out this strong side. Get some help from Quast, and Kennedy with some speed. Kennedy, short angle shot on, saved by DeMorinville. But like you said, Mark, not sustained zone time, only one shot and out, and Sun Devils are forced back to defend. Quast, time and space, but he loses control of it and coughs it up. Olsen, D-to-D, Grady Franklin. Finds Cameron on this left side, but wasn't a strong enough dump in on move, and GCU will throw it back in the Arizona State zone. Husby trying to find the defenseman Gherkin, activating at the point. He turns it over. Now it's to Cooch, and his shot gets partially blocked in the corner. Cooch, another opportunity, wrist shot on, and that gets blocked by Gherkin. Couple good chances for Cooch on this shift for him, but he's unable to get any good chances. Blocked by Marshall, and he takes a look over his right shoulder, but he just does just enough to force GCU to not keep it in, and they're offside.
We've seen GCU doing that football type catch, and it's just unfortunately offsides.
Grand Canyon will win that one. It floats all the way in and still stays in play. Marchand does a great job to just flip that one back out the other way. Allows Arizona State to go on the forecheck. Butler keeps it in, and he takes a tough check. But credit to him making a good play, even though he was going to get hit. Still working on it. Good job by Arizona State finally getting some of that sustained zone time. Good read by Marchand. Here he comes. Catches GCU on a change, and King unable to get a clean shot. He gets poked away. Nayland now fresh off the bench. Drops it for Nelson. Nelson shot. Misses wide. Query fans on the clearing attempt. Second chance. Now gets caught up in his skates in the rugby scrum. So this guy tries to rim it around, but kept him by Spring. And Glenn will elect to freeze it. A good job by Glenn to just go ahead and take the whistle to reset stuff for his teammates. 4-2 hockey game here inside Mullet Arena on the campus of Arizona State University. And we're glad you've tuned into this one. Both good games this weekend between these two rival schools. Query throws it back down, but GCU will possess it. They'll slow it down. Under 9 minutes left in this last period of the game, and that ends up being an Aaron breakout pass, and we'll have icing. Both of these teams next weekend will be playing the same opponent, as the University of Oregon will be coming into town, and Arizona State will only play them once on Thursday the 23rd, and that'll be our next broadcast at 5:30. And GCU will be hosting the Lopes in Phoenix next weekend as well. Nayland, good job protecting the puck, but he just turns it over in the neutral zone as it was a tired GCU group out there.
A little bit of a misread play there is GCU's Cameron Nylon kind of saw that play, trying to make that pass, and the other guy just wasn't paying attention.
Now Arizona State's going to have to defend a draw in their own zone with an icing of their own doing. Shots on goal 35-21 in favor of the Lopes, and boy, the Lopes have had their chances tonight. Sun Devils trying to get out with it, but just kept in by the Lopes. Good read by Kennedy to get back up on his feet after taking that check. And he'll gain the center ice line and go for a change. Phillip just unable to collect the puck. Did a great job trying to almost force a turnover. Cooch almost had opportunity. Good hit by Cameron on the glass right on the red line. Cameron turns it over. Wrist shot through, saved by Glenn. Tabukel up at the point. Lugoski's shot misses wide. Out in front, and that was a dangerous tip by Wardes, but Glenn was covering everything down low, and that didn't allow the puck to squirt through. Kylie Ram for ASU. Kylie Ram, short angle shot, trying to whistle that one in high, but misses. Free breakout for GCU. Husby's wrist shot goes wide. Cooch will take the check and dump it out and go for a change. Husby gets some help from the linesman. Dumps it down. So this guy trying to put Henriksen to the boards. Turned over. GCU trying to get something going here on this shift. Under 7 minutes to play in this third period, a 2-goal Arizona State lead. King's unable to get it up off the glass. Centered out in front. Cummings still with it, trying to fit it through. It's still loose in front of the crease. Diving at a couple Arizona State players to keep it out.
Absolute chaos in the crease.
And finally, we have a whistle after all of that, as Arizona State was flinging bodies, pucks, body parts, whatever you can to keep that puck out. And we'll have a better look here on the behind the net cam, as you can see 2 Arizona State players plus the goaltender trying to keep that puck out. Credit to Sovasky as he's getting congratulated by a couple of his teammates of saving a goal. Sun Devils trying to collect their breath as they'll swap all 5 players on the ice for some fresh ones off the bench, just trying to slow this game down and slow some of this momentum from GCU a bit. Lopes win the draw. Gherkin shot through, whacking at it in front is GCU, and finally we have a whistle, and a couple players getting tangled up in front. And there's some of that emotion coming out, Mark, from both of these teams.
Definitely emotion coming out on that one is you just can't touch the goalie after the whistle.
Yeah, and definitely understandable for Arizona State. They're trying to protect their goaltender, Glenn, as it looked to be at least one whack by the GCU player, but at the same time for GCU, they're entitled to go ahead and go after that puck if there's no whistle blown. And it looks to be a coincidental minors for both teams as Tonez heads into the box for Arizona State, and the man he was tangled up with for GCU is also in the box. And it looks to be the head coach for Arizona State, Austin Klein's getting some explanation from the referee on why that play wasn't whistled down quick enough. And it looks to be Jacobsma for GCU, and Tonez will take the penalties, and so we'll have 4-on-4 action for the next 2 minutes with 6:18 in the third period remaining. And that was too good of a draw win by GCU, and they'll have to collect it out in the neutral zone. O'Kaley, wrist shot on, kicked out by Glenn. Nelson to Cayley. But good stick by Olsen on the poke check. And now he's trying to pursue the puck. And he almost got it. Good angle taken by Kylie Ram to rub the GCU forward Hansen off the puck. And that allows the Sun Devils to possess it. And 40 seconds has elapsed on 4-on-4 play. Hunter Friesen trying to get a step on Spring. Trying to fight through a couple of checks. Loses his stick in the process. Cooch keeps it in. Cooch around one man. Cooch, some nice skill to try to work it through the middle. But it gets taken away at the last second. It'll also be interesting too, Mark, to see if GCU is going to pull their goalie anytime soon, or to see how aggressive they are down 2.
Usually if you're down by 2, you're looking to pull them around the 3-minute mark.
It'll be interesting to keep an eye on that. Nayland shot on as he was able to get Marchand to bite on the fake, but it was an easy shot for Glenn to save. So 41 seconds remain with 4 aside for both of these teams. Under 5 minutes to play in the third period. Kept in by GCU. Wrist shot on, misses wide from Gherkin. Lope still possessing the puck. Gherkin has some time and space. Trying to force a shot through, but 2 Sun Devils were there with some great stick positioning to block the shot. Gherkin played it over to his defensive partner. Out of Wardes. 2 ASU players are there. Marchand gets some help. Some good one-touch passing out of their own zone by Butler. He gets it now. Crosses the blue line, but he turns it right over at the blue line. And now both teams get their respective players back, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. And you have to think, too, Mark, with Arizona State with a 2-goal lead, they're probably not going to be too aggressive on this forecheck.
Yeah, all you're looking to do with that big of a lead is just get the puck on the other side, keep it out of your zone.
And Glenn's forced to save it and freeze it because of that GCU forechecker. And the face-off will be in Arizona State's end.
GCU's calling for a timeout right now.
And right you are, Mark, as the Lopes players will come back to the bench. And it's interesting with head coach Daniel Roy calling this timeout so early. I wonder what they're trying to cook up. As both teams huddle up on their respective benches, a couple of referees are huddling up next to you, Mark, and looks like some of them are hungry looking at your popcorn.
I just got that question if there's enough for them.
Well, hey, I mean, these referees have been working pretty hard. I'd say maybe you could spare a couple kernels.
Maybe a couple.
And for Arizona State, Austin Klein, the head coach, is doing a lot of gesturing and hand movement to his players. What do you think he's instructing those Arizona State players to do, Mark?
Lockdown defense, get the puck out of the zone. I mean, all you want to do, puck out of the zone and pucks in deep.
The faceoff will be to the left of the goaltender, Glenn, with 3:56 left in the hockey game. Draw one by Phillips. Franklin trying to get it out the weak side. He can't. Quast will try to steal that puck towards the boards. And it looks to be an empty net now for GCU as they pulled the goalie during that timeout. Point shot on, whistles high, off the redirection. Gherkin. Another wrist shot on, and good sticks by Arizona State to get in the way, not allowing a shooting lane. And Mark, your hypothesis was correct. We're around that 3-minute mark, and GCU has pulled that goalie down 2. Phillips in the circle for Arizona State again, and he wins it this time with his right skate. And Olsen will just clear it down. And philosophy has changed a little bit on this in hockey over the years in terms of when to try and pursue that empty net, if it's worth just trying to kill the clock out or if you're trying to end the game and risk icing the puck. Phillips in the face-off circle again. He wins it again. Olsen, hard rim around, and that'll go all the way around, and the puck dies down right towards the goal line, so no icing. Quast trying to kill some more clock. Kylie Ram, good stick. Quast trying to get it. Now it's a Kylie Ram, and he misses that one wide. That gaping empty net. Cameron in there causing some havoc. Under 3 minutes to go. Marchand whiffs on the puck. Now taken by a Jacobs mob, but nobody home at the point, and GCU has to touch back up on sides. Spring, oh, look out there, folks, as Spring was just trying to flip that puck in, but ended up going close to some of the crowd here at Mullet Arena. So far for the Sun Devils, they had a really good chance with Kylie Ram almost being able to get the empty net, and now we see, since the faceoff's a little closer towards GCU's end, they put the goalie back, so it's back to 5-on-5 play. Morinville will leave it behind his net. Spring ends up getting forced into a turnover, and Franklin will throw it back down. It'd be great for Arizona State to not allow GCU to pull their goaltender because of their hard work in the offensive zone. Gross over to Butler, but it was a good stick by the GCU defenseman. Palmer, his wrist shot on, and DeMorinville didn't know where it was. King plays it back down the corner. Under 2 minutes to play. GCU has to hurry. Down 2. Franklin. Good job tying up the stick by Oakland, but it seemed to be he did it illegally, as now Arizona State's going to have to kill a penalty.
What I'm getting is he's going for hooking.
Yeah, and it looked to be some frustration as well by Franklin, as it looks to be a 2 and a 10, as he might have had some words with the referee who called it.
Yep.
But fortunately for Arizona State, again, that 10-minute misconduct does not account towards the penalty scoring, and so it's just going to be a 2-minute power play for GCU. And now we'll have another timeout. I believe that's Arizona State's timeout, correct, Mark?
Yes.
And so it is, in fact, the Sun Devils timeout as they want to give a breather to some of their top players, their top defensive players that the coaching staff trusts to be out there to close out this game. As we welcome you back here inside Mold Arena's press box, I'm Brett Vaughn. And again, Mark, it's been a close game tonight like it was last night. Arizona State trying to close this one out, though, up to with a minute and 50 seconds left, but they have to kill off a power play.
So I have received confirmation on the 2 and 10. It was the 10-minute misconduct was him just talking it to the ref on the way there.
Yeah, so definitely something you don't want to see. And Grady Franklin's a big piece of the Arizona State back end, and you're now missing him on this power play. So after all of that, maybe Arizona State taking that timeout would have also helped too, because it could halt some of that momentum GCU seemed to be building as we get closer towards this game. The Lopes win it though. Gherkin with some time and space, and that wrist shot goes high. Lopes again with an empty net now, coming out of that timeout. So it's 6-on-5 for the Lopes. Cummings works it down, one-touch passing out in front. The one-timer shot by Oakland. It's still
It was stuck in the 5-hole.
being bargained for, and yes, it looks to be Glenn doing just enough, squeezing those leg pads together. As they watch the replay, it was a good idea by GCU with some nice puck movement, making it tough for Arizona State to defend. Linesman having a talking to a couple of players behind him. Draw one, this time by Friesen, but it goes only to the corner. Lopes control it. Ukele, and that was a nice redirection by Oakland, but again, Glenn was able to react. Minute and 15 remaining. Lopes down 2 with the goalie pulled. Marchant just tries to hammer this one out, but it doesn't get enough speed to get out. Ukele, his shot gets blocked, thrown all the way down by Kennedy, and because they're on a power play, pardon me, it's not 6-on-5, it's 6-on-4, they can ice the puck, and no whistle will be called. Tonez doing a great job just killing the clock in the corner. Ukele shot on, rebound in front, still loose, and they score! Braden Husby was able to get to that rebound right away and flip it over the shoulder of Glenn. And with 41 seconds remaining, it's going to be a tight finish as now GCU is only down 1.
Now here's the question. Do they tie it up and go to extra time, or does ASU score and put them in a farther of a reach?
It'll be interesting to see. Right now, GCU is going to go back to 5-on-5 play, so the power play is done on the minor penalty to Franklin, so DeMorinville's in. And so it looks to be that if GCU possesses that puck, GCU is most likely going to pull the goalie once more. They win the draw. Now Butler with it right next to the GCU bench, and they finally swap the goalie for the extra player. 30 seconds remain now. Husby, wrist shot on, misses wide. Hansen up to the point. Spring. His wrist shot on. Great job by a sprawling Gross to block it. Oh, and that point shot misses high. Butler jams it all the way down.
That puck went right off his face mask. Just talking about physics, sacrificing the body to stop the puck.
And Matthew Gross kneeling over as he took a shot there. And sometimes if it's a big enough injury, they'll be able to swap out players, and seems to be the case as Gross is going to be heading off into the bench. And so around 11.3 seconds remaining here into the game, and GCU, for how well they've been in the circle, maybe they have a set play to possibly tie this game. They win the draw. O'Kaley with it, backhands it right in the slot. Cummings with it. Oh, and it found an Oakland back door, but he just couldn't get a grip on it. 2 seconds left, and it's cleared away by Butler. And the Sun Devils complete the sweep against GCU by the score of 4-3.
We'll be back with an interview at the start of the game, Caden Butler, as soon as we can get him down here.
Awesome stuff, Mark. And Mark, what do you have to say for Arizona State? It was a tight finish. Luckily, I had my seatbelt with me to buckle up. GCU really made a game of it near the end.
I mean, just what a last couple of seconds there, as I almost thought for a second GCU was going to take it. But what a lockdown goaltender play by Glenn, and just everyone out on the ice.
And you can see the goaltender Glenn getting a much deserved congratulations from the team and coaching staff, as now both teams do the annual, or pardon me, the daily tradition anytime there's a game of shaking hands after it, as it was a hard-fought series between these two in-state rivals. And for Grand Canyon, they're going to be playing next weekend against the University of Oregon, which is the same opponent that Arizona State will be playing. And that'll be our next broadcast on January the 23rd as they play host to the University of Oregon Ducks, with puck time being dropped at 5:30 p.m. We also see the Sun Devils saluting this close to capacity crowd here on this side of the bowl of Mullet Arena, and they appreciate their support all night, bringing the energy in for the Arizona State players to really thrive off of. And we'll have an interview with Mark Gutowski down below with Caden Butler as he just takes his helmet off. Butler, another amazing performance in tonight's contest, was doing a great job for Arizona State to really come out with 2 wins. And Mark's doing his second job of being the technical man, getting that headset set up, and we'll go downstairs with Mark and Caden.
Katie had an awesome game. You were grinding the whole time. You had that goal that basically kind of won the game. How did that feel?
Oh, it was great. Great to get a sweep. We got a win streak going. I'm really proud of what we're doing here. So it's been fun.
So you sweep GCU, the rival. How was the physicality and just the trash talk and the atmosphere out there on the ice tonight?
It was pretty physical. I'd say more so yesterday. It's a bigger rink, obviously, so there's a lot more room to skate. But that's a great team. Good battles. We played great.
Okay.
All right, one last question for you so you can go enjoy the sweep.
You too.
How did GCU, hold up? Because we saw them in that second period. They were coming off pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a good team. We knew they're going to push back. We knew we had to come and have a strong third. That's what we did, the power play. We got a big one from Gross there. Yeah, it's a pretty good win.
All right, I'm going to let you enjoy it. Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Caden. Thank you, Mark. And hello again. I'm Brett Vaughn here from the Mullet Arena press box, as it was just a great effort by Arizona State. Periods of that game, they probably weren't the best between GCU and them, but they're able to come out with a win, and that's really all that matters. And a big weekend sweep against a number 12 opponent that's going to surely vault them up into the rankings in order to make their bid for nationals this season. Want to again remind you, for our next broadcast, will be next Thursday against the University of Oregon Ducks with puck drop at 5:30. Before we go tonight, I want to say thank you to a very special person that helps make this broadcast possible, the one and only Dr. Ben Smith, providing all the sights and sounds that you see on our broadcast each and every game. For my partner, Mark Gutowski, I'm Brett Vaughn, reminding you of tonight's final score. The Arizona State Sun Devils with a 4-3 victory over the Grand Canyon University Lopes. Thank you so much for tuning in, and so long from Mullet Arena.